Commander Selvek had read hundreds of ancient records from extinct civilizations, but none unsettled him like these. The messages came from different corners of the galaxy, carved in stone, etched in crystal, encoded in long-dead digital tongues, yet all carried the same warning: do not go to Earth. Some were frantic, filled with fear, others cold and deliberate, as if speaking to the future. The strangest part was that these civilizations had never met each other, yet they all left behind the same caution. Selvek wondered how such an ordinary blue planet, circling an unremarkable star, could inspire such universal dread. Earth's own history showed nothing unusual to the archive: no great interstellar wars, no galaxy-shaking events. Still, every file about the planet came with the same peculiar restriction: no long-term alien presence, no deep exploration. And now, for the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council had ordered a diplomatic mission there and put Selvek in charge. As his ship prepared to jump into hyperspace, the commander couldn't shake the thought that he was walking into a story every other civilization had read before and had not survived to tell. Something waited on Earth, and it was not eager to be found. The alien delegation's arrival on Earth was greeted with warmth so perfect it felt rehearsed. Smiling humans welcomed them with open hands, music drifting through the air, and bright banners fluttering in every city they visited. Commander Selvek should have felt at ease, yet his instincts whispered caution. The humans showed them shining towers, advanced laboratories, and bustling markets, but carefully avoided certain areas, changing the subject when questions drew too close to their deep past. At night, Selvek stood on the balcony of the embassy and saw strange patterns of light in the sky: not satellites, not ships, but something moving with deliberate precision far above the atmosphere. He noticed how human guides exchanged quick glances when such lights appeared, their voices tightening before they smoothly shifted the conversation. Even their museums felt incomplete, with entire sections of history missing, as if time itself had been edited. There was nothing openly hostile, yet the air carried a quiet, unspoken tension, as if the planet was keeping a secret too heavy to be shared. The more Earth smiled, the more Selvek felt the weight of something vast and unseen pressing against the edges of their visit, watching every step they took. A routine geological scan of Earth, meant only for scientific records, revealed something that should not have been there: enormous underground structures, far older than humanity itself. Their size and complexity suggested they were not natural formations, but the work of some ancient intelligence. Commander Selvek ordered a quiet comparison with archived planetary scans from extinct civilizations, and the results chilled the entire delegation. The same underground patterns appeared on the worlds of the Lorokai, the Charon, and the Veshur, all civilizations that had once thrived before, suddenly disappearing without explanation. It was as if the same presence had been buried beneath each doomed world, waiting. Yet when Selvek attempted to request official permission to investigate, human authorities politely refused, smiling as if the matter was trivial, their tone hiding a firm wall of refusal. Some places, they said, are not for visitors. The commander could not decide what was worse: the possibility that humans were unaware of what lay beneath them, or the possibility that they knew exactly what it was. The patterns in the data seemed less like ruins and more like a heartbeat, faint but steady, as if something ancient and alive was still breathing beneath Earth's surface. One moonless night, when the city slept and even the embassy's surveillance was minimal, Commander Selvek led a small team into the mountains, where an abandoned mining shaft was rumored to cut deep into restricted ground. Their guides had vanished hours earlier, leaving them alone in the cold darkness. The descent was long and silent, the air growing heavier with every step, until their lights caught the glimmer of something unnatural, a surface too smooth, too perfect, stretching like a wall into the shadows. As they approached, the structure began to pulse with a faint rhythmic glow, each wave of light seeming to match the beat of their own hearts. Then came the visions, sudden, overwhelming images pouring directly into their minds. They saw alien worlds full of life, then falling into chaos, cities burning, skies torn open by unseen forces. Each vision ended the same way: silence and the faint outline of human figures watching from the edge of destruction, untouched and unafraid. Selvek stumbled back, But the presence only grew stronger, its awareness wrapping around them like a cold tide. It was alive not in the way flesh is alive, but in the way a storm is alive. The realization struck him with terrifying clarity. They were bound to it, protectors or perhaps even its chosen keepers. And if this presence had the power to erase entire civilizations, then Earth was not the small, harmless world the galaxy believed. It was a vault, a living, breathing vault, holding something the stars themselves feared. In that darkness, Selvek understood why the warnings had been written and why none who ignored them had lived to explain what they had found. When Selvek and his team returned from the depths, their faces pale and their eyes filled with the weight of what they had seen, the human authorities were already waiting. There was no anger, no accusation, only a quiet understanding in their expressions, as if they had been expecting this from the moment the delegation landed. In a private chamber far from listening devices, Earth's highest representatives spoke plainly. The thing beneath their feet was not a human creation. It had been placed here long before humanity walked upright, by forces so ancient their names were lost to time. Every great civilization in history had once been chosen as a guardian for this power. All had failed. Some tried to use it for conquest, others sought to destroy it, and all met the same end: their worlds consumed, their people erased. Humanity, however, had done something the galaxy never imagined possible. They had kept it hidden, untouched, for thousands of years. "It is not a weapon in the sense you think," one leader said softly. "It is a key, and if the wrong hands turn it, the door will never close again." Selvek understood now why the records all warned of Earth, why the lost civilizations had left their dying messages behind. This planet was not dangerous because humans were cruel or reckless, but because humans were patient. They would not unleash the secret unless there was no other choice, and if that day ever came, no corner of the galaxy would remain untouched. As Selvek prepared to leave, a final thought struck him like a cold wind. Perhaps humanity's true strength was not their technology, their armies, or even their will to survive. It was the fact that, holding the most terrible power in existence, they could look temptation in the eye and simply say no. He left Earth with the knowledge that the galaxy owed its fragile peace not to laws, fleets, or treaties, but to the silent promise kept by a small blue world, a promise that no one dared force them to break. And in that silence lay a warning more powerful than any threat ever spoken.